Thank you, listeners, for joining us for Elko Live today. How exciting that we get together with our Elko Area Chamber of Commerce representative. Today's guest is the beautiful and vivacious Megan Micheli. It's always great to see you. Happy summer.
Absolutely. I mean,
waning days
over,
of summer.
right?
I know, exactly. It's
I can't believe it.
Squeeze out all the fun. She just showed me this darling picture of her kids sitting on the banks of the Humboldt River at Palisades. I thought they were in Colorado or someplace. It was like crazy. That's so cute.
Nope, just our own backyard.
Yes. And that's what we love about our Elko Area Chamber and all the great businesses and people who advocate for what we have right here at home. And the Chamber is our voice that represents businesses in the community. So thank you for being here today.
Absolutely.
Billy Crapo, our chamber CEO, is on a well-deserved vacation. So, yes, nobody text her or anything, please. I mean, in the nicest way, because she deserves it, right?
Yes. Absolutely.
Oh, my gosh. So I want to, of course, mention that Megan is the marketing and program coordinator. So your division has been very busy, welcoming a lot of new businesses, certainly, and then helping promote all of their fun activities.
Absolutely. That's one aspect of my position. My position also offers additional marketing on top of what we're already offering as far as membership benefits. So it's just a way to further tailor your membership experience.
Very nice. One of the many Chamber of Commerce member benefits comes with that chance to have, I guess an example of that, Megan, might be help with your website or your social media, for example. You can tell us what that's about.
Oh, absolutely. So as far as your benefits, I mean, we have a whole list of benefits that are from businesses great and small. And it's really the choice on what is going to work well for yours. And so we get personal about that. We like to meet with you. We like to be hands-on. I honestly describe it as we're employees that you don't see. And we're hopefully helping you in a part of your media will. So if you're ever interested in the additional, any of your membership benefits, but if you're interested in the additional marketing that is out there, for instance, we are going to be having our business directory come out here soon. We are going to be distributing that at the 1st of December. That is something that we update annually. It's an excellent resource for our community, for all of the organizations and various businesses here in our communities. And when I say communities, Elko, Spring Creek, Carlin, Lamoille. And, there are ad spaces in that. So, and that's year-long advertising. So we do have opportunities like that.
The Chamber membership has grown to over 700 businesses, but that certainly means more opportunity for networking, right, Megan?
Absolutely. And speaking of networking, we are going to be doing our monthly business after hours this evening. We're going to be starting about 5:30 p.m. Of course, folks like to get off work at 5 and just head on over, and that's perfectly okay because I would do the same thing. Otherwise, I'm not getting back out. But for this month, if you haven't heard about what Business After Hours is, it is a networking opportunity, not only for our business leaders here in the community, but also those curious, just community members. It is a free, open to the public situation with food, drink, and giveaways. The trifecta, that's going to reel me in every time. But it's also the excellent situation where you're able to go into some of these businesses maybe that you've been curious about, and then you have that opportunity to speak with the hosting business about their services, about their products, what they're doing, and what's available here.
And Business After Hours tonight will be hosted by Morningstar Integrated.
It's very exciting. Morningstar with Sarah Lino began in 2020. And we all know what that time looked like. And they are celebrating their 3rd year anniversary. They opened in August of 2020, so it's perfect timing. And they're kind of theming it around the medical theme of needles and threads. We're going to be having a little bit more, like I said, besides that food, drink giveaways, they are going to be giving out swag bags this evening full of goodies. They are going to have music. Kids are encouraged to come. And then they have some of their skincare and, their filler consults on hand for some of their amazing services that they do. And then they are actually rolling out a new service called PDO Threads, needles and threads. And they also have their first ever membership program that they're going to be speaking about more as well. Now you're thinking, oh, this is a medical spa situation. They also do primary care, and they are very happy to meet with you one-on-one to discuss your healthcare needs and where you need to go with that. So it is an excellent opportunity. We are going to be over at 247 Bluffs Avenue, number 102. And if you don't know where that is, it's up behind Walmart, and you will be in the right place.
Just follow all the cars, and it's from 5:30 to 7 p.m. Come as you are, as Megan said. Just drop on in. And there's another bonus. If it's your first time at Business After Hours, you can enter a separate free raffle, and you could win chamber checks, for example.
Yes, absolutely. So just for coming and darkening the doorway, you get a free entry for a chance to win $25 in chamber checks, which, if you know about that program, it's keeping money local. 100% of proceeds, whenever you use those chamber checks in our community, go right back into our local community.
That is fantastic. And that is, again, one of the many benefits of membership, or simply living in a community with a thriving, supportive Elko Area Chamber of Commerce. And you notice we emphasize area because, as Megan said, this is a region-wide chamber of commerce. Our chamber is over 100 years old, the oldest chamber in the state.
In the state, yes. And then, of course, you get the added bonus of living in that gorgeous Sherman Station with its surrounding buildings. You know, Sherman Station being built in 1903 and the surrounding buildings in the 1880s. So we're very lucky, you know, wearing the various hats of not only Chamber of Commerce, but Visitor Center. And hopefully your local resource as well, if you're looking for maybe any of those specific services.
And speaking of the chamber headquarters, the beautiful Sherman Station and those historic outbuildings, many of them outfitted by the collection that spills over from the Northeastern Nevada Museum. The Sherman Dinner, I understand, was a huge success this year.
Oh, we couldn't have asked for better. And I really hope that all who were able to attend had a really amazing time. I have to say, you know, we had over 60 giveaways, silent and live auction, and all the proceeds go directly back into the historical Sherman Station in those buildings. Because as we might know, log cabins need a lot of TLC.
Yeah, they do. It's no little house on the prairie, that is for sure. And those needed a lot of work too.
Oh, so absolutely.
Definitely. So the chamber is strong because of the board of directors, of which you have numerous members and a variety of folks who serve on the board and an executive committee, Megan. So just want to remind people that this is a very responsive committee and community chamber in which they really take care of business and advocate for the chamber members.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And, you know, speaking of our board of directors, you know, we really emphasize, you know, the diversity that's being represented on that. And we are actually going to be doing our board elections. Voting is going to be starting in October. So be looking for that. And this is something where your vote really matters. It is our members who are able to vote, and it is one vote for one membership. Like, not three, but one. You know, sometimes we own multiple businesses, but we really want to make sure that everyone's voice is represented. And if you are interested in being the driving force behind some of the things that we have going on at the chamber, it is a fantastic opportunity. And if you would like more information, you can get a hold of my CEO. She may not respond immediately since she is on vacation, but CEO@elkonevada.com, or feel free to call us at the chamber as well for more information on that.
That's great. Again, you can reach out to any of the board of directors members, talk to past chair Casey Gallagher, super enthusiastic about supporting the Elko Area Chamber. And then there are these 4 different committees, right, that we want to make sure people are aware of that also support business. And it's a great way to kind of get your feet wet and volunteer and find out about chamber business.
Absolutely. So we do have 4 additional committees. Some that you may have heard about, the Government Affairs Committee. That has to do with what is going on at the local level. Like, what we are, I believe, in a legislation year. So, you know, obviously a lot of important topics have been being discussed, and we provide a space for that. And then we also have our Ambassador Committee. Now, the Chamber of Commerce is made up of 3 women currently. And we put on these annual events that are quite large, and there's just absolutely no way that we could do it all of ourselves. And so we have ambassadors from some of our local businesses who come in and who are the backbone of that volunteer force. And we could not ask for better. It's the only way that we were going to be able to put on these events for our community and, just be able to have that additional option here.
And if you're interested in being in either of those committees, obviously reach out to the chamber. You can, as Megan suggested, CEO at elkonevada.com. And when Billy gets back from vacation, she'll get right on that. I know the chamber is involved in business advancement as well as community outreach. And those are pretty obvious topics.
Absolutely. And, maybe you've seen, if you've seen the candidate forums, things like that. If you don't know what your chamber and what the function is, we still encourage you to reach out and talk to us. We love anyone who is interested in that focal piece. Honestly, we are here to make sure that our economy is doing well. And the thought process behind that is that if our businesses are doing well, then our economy is doing well. Therefore, we are all doing well.
The resource for local business through member engagement and community outreach. That is, of course, the Elko Area Chamber of Commerce in a nutshell. And we're talking today with Megan Micheli, who is doing an incredible job. You've been with the Chamber for several years, Megan, and you have helped so many business people in the community, whether they're established, maybe they're a legacy family business, but they're looking to relate in a new way. Everybody can always learn new things. Or maybe it's a brand new business, or maybe it's even someone who's thinking about starting a business.
Absolutely. And if you're thinking about starting a business and you kind of don't know where to start, maybe there are specific tiles that are just not falling into place, give us a call and we have resources for that. We don't want people not to delve into that kind of dream, not being and having those resources at hand. So we are here to help, whether you have started your business yet or whether you are on the ground running.
And those kind of resources could include, looking for available real estate. We have some amazing properties and some amazing representatives who can help you become acquainted with that. That's just one example. If you're looking for financing, we have rural Nevada development opportunities. I know rural housing is also interested in more outreach in the local community.
Absolutely. So we are 700 members strong there at the chamber. So if you're looking for it, we'd like to help you find it.
The Elko Area Chamber of Commerce, of course, featuring business after hours. You can meet Megan and other staff members. Billy's vacationing, but Katie Bauckham is the Member Services Visitor Center Coordinator. And I'm sure there'll be a few board members on hand for tonight's business after hours at Morningstar.
Yes, absolutely. And I have to say, maybe this is a little bit short notice for you. Do not be worried. There is always another opportunity for next month, and we have business before hours going on. Maybe mornings are maybe more your style. And we are going to be over at Everton Mattress and Furniture Outlet on September 14th at 8 a.m. That's 440 Commercial Street. And that's where we're going to be for next month. You can come have breakfast, get your coffee fix, and meet some amazing people here in our community and at one of our amazing businesses.
And that's just how popular business after hours is and was, in that they had to create a whole new separate event just to catch the morning crowd too. We did mention briefly, it looks as though you are short a membership support coordinator.
Yes, we are. So if we sound like fun, you should absolutely come in and see what that position is about. Obviously, that position is working one-on-one with our members. And what better way to get to know, our local business leaders than through this position. And it's actually where I started, so it's pretty close to my heart as well. And it is involving our membership benefits, of which there are many. And we keep looking for those opportunities for our businesses as well. So it's not something that is static and that stays the same. We're always looking for that progress and making sure that we are flexible for our membership.
And Megan, what is it like to be headquartered there in the main city park, surrounded by those gorgeous trees, just a hop, skip, and a jump from the Northeastern Nevada Museum? I mean, it seems like a beautiful complex of buildings.
I mean, we couldn't be more blessed, I think, in that sense. And, just being able to be in that location, that's not the norm for your chambers. And I don't think that we're the norm for chambers in general. So a lot of times I hear about from either other chambers or visiting visitors in general, or even just members who have located to our area, that we are a very involved chamber.
So involved in the community, certainly elevated to this position of which, if you're not a chamber member, it's almost like, oh, well, how come? Let's get you going. Let's just sign you up. I was talking to somebody just the other day who is new to the newer, but also new to a nonprofit, and said, I'm a volunteer, and they've asked me to help with some event planning. And I said, you need to be a chamber member. Mm-hmm. So, and for nonprofits, there's a special deal,
yes,
right, Megan?
There is. If you're a nonprofit organization, you can come and join the chamber for $100 a year.
That's all it is?
That's all it is.
See, I told her $150, so I was wrong. I've got to go back and say it's only $100.
Well, and in this time where, we've really been feeling prices in general across the board, the chamber actually has not raised its membership prices. We are still acting on those same bases.
Wow, that is incredible. Again, that's because there is a great resource. For example, I saw where some of the area mines lent their most talented professionals to help make some needed repairs to the Sherman Station with the log cabins and the roofs, and they provided their talent at no charge, correct?
So we definitely, we couldn't be more thankful for that situation, and having them come. Honestly, they come and they volunteered their time, and we provided the resources. Of course, that's what our Sherman Station, fundraiser is all about. But time is such a precious commodity, and for those folks to come and do that for us, it's priceless.
Yeah, that was really nice. And again, these major mines may be chamber members, but down to the smallest, mom and pop or food truck or whatever it might be. That's how many different types of businesses the Elko Area Chamber represents.
Absolutely. Home-based, nonprofit, your storefronts, to, yes, your mine sites and so on and so forth. So really, honestly, we're not going to turn you away. If you're local, we want to see you.
The Elko Area Chamber, you can find out more at elkonevada.com. That's a great website. The Chamber also helps to promote plenty of special events and activities. And I know this weekend is the first ever Elko PopCon, and it's family friendly.
Yes, it is. I think it's very exciting. I do know for a fact, you may know Katie Ashley has been very instrumental in having some of that go on, as well as other hard workers in our community. So it's very exciting for this event. I believe they're going to I think they've filled up that convention center with vendors, and that there's going to be, a costume contest. You can win $1,500 potentially. And then there's going to be even classes. So maybe this is something new and different. So it's very exciting to have this first ever event of its kind going on that is so unique. And if you are curious, you can get a hold of us, or of course you can get a hold of the coordinators. But again, you're going to be seeing us sharing our members' events either on elkonevada.com or on our Facebook page or Instagram.
Oh, good. And you get to maintain those social accounts. So yes, you do a beautiful job. Because that's the other thing. Megan is a consummate professional, and she can come to your business. She can sit with you. She can encourage you. She can help point out some things where you might need some improvements. Maybe you have some questions that could lead to one of these lunch and learn opportunities that could help other businesses in the community.
Well, and that's a fantastic thing. We actually just finished up our lunch and learn this week, and we were talking about effective email communication with Deanna from Ken Ross. And she was, discussing all those things that we kind of get bogged down with, from the etiquette to what is the most concise way to form an email, so that not only do we open it, but that we read it and then hopefully elicit that response. So we're doing classes like that on a regular basis. We'll have another for next month. So if you're going and you're following us or checking on us at elkonevada.com, you can be in the know about these opportunities.
And you'll even get a reminder. Often there'll be a text or something that'll pop up, or you'll get an email directly, something to remind you of these really cool opportunities. Lunch and Learn, those are free, and you don't have to be a chamber member, but you certainly get the benefit of knowing maybe a little in advance that some of these things are happening.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So among the other chamber benefits, as we were talking with Megan Micheli, you could actually sponsor an event going forward. Most of these special events, whether they're fundraisers or just, creating awareness, they wouldn't be possible without your sponsors.
Oh, no, not at all. If you didn't know, the Elko Area Chamber is also a nonprofit. So, we, in order to function, having these annual events is absolutely pivotal, and having our sponsors additionally so. So we are so appreciative. We just literally had our 44th annual Elko Home Show. We had, I believe it's our 13th annual beer festival. And then we just had our Sherman Station fundraiser. Those are 3 very major events, none of which would happen without our sponsors. And if you're interested in sponsorship opportunities, that's when you can chat with me as well.
Very nice, Megan. Megan Micheli, the Elko Area Chamber, 775-738-7135.
That's correct.
That's how you get a hold of the chamber. And you can stop by. They love visitors year-round at the historic Sherman Station. That's the 2-story log building there, nestled in the park just off Idaho Street, near the museum and in our beautiful main city park. So it's a beautiful little stroll. It serves as sort of the unofficial Elko Visitors Center, because I know you work closely with the Elko Convention and Visitors Authority on those issues too.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
So of all the other topics, I want to make sure we're getting to what you were hoping to mention today, Megan.
Oh,
because we are in between events, and you're fine. Right? You're fine. We've got lots we can talk about. I just was
absolutely
making sure if I handed you that list, I know the fair and livestock show is coming up. A night at the races is this weekend
again, and then a night at the races. That is such a great event as well. That is helping one of our very pivotal community members. And, that's going to be August 18th, and they are going to be over at the convention center. And if you haven't been able to go, that's another really fun opportunity. It's like going to the Kentucky Derby. You go, you dress up. I believe that they have winners for best, dress for the women and the men. We don't want to leave you out. And it's just a different night out. So, if you're looking for something different to do, that is something that I absolutely think would be just super fun.
And that benefits, is it communities
Communities
and
schools is the beneficiary and the host for this.
So that is a really important fundraiser to go to and to benefit as well. And then we also welcome the world practically. We're one of the last fairs in the country. The authentic experience with 4-H livestock show and sale, live parimutuel horse racing, live livestock show and auction, street vendors, barrel racing, stock horse competition, branding, not to mention all the home arts. Look at all the beautiful things you get to see that all the talented people made.
Well, it's such a culmination of what is going on locally, and how amazing is that? And besides being something that is historic and still something that is, not the norm, that's going to be happening here soon. So August 25th through September 4th. And if you're curious about the schedule, you can always visit their website, elkocountyfair.com, or give them a call, 775-738-3616.
Fantastic. The fair office is open because there are plenty of people who like to just drop on by and say, give me one of those programs. I want to see the schedule and see what's happening. It's through Labor Day weekend, and it's a huge attraction for people from throughout the state as well as throughout the region who really just want to come to a fun, old-fashioned, fun, fair time. It's got a lot of the old traditional aspects of a true fair that's over 100 years old, but at the same time, a lot of the new excitement and attractions as well.
So, absolutely.
A premier event for Elko County. And I did want to ask too, you mentioned the directory. Do we have the maps, or are those still?
So that we are actually beginning, if you didn't know, we do an annual business directory every year. So that's a culmination of all of our members, and then it's alphabetical in the front, categorized in the back. So it's a fantastic resource, as well as the Elko area map. It is the most up-to-date map of our area. And we send those out as well.
Because a lot of people are using digital, but honestly, there are a lot of people that want paper, Megan.
Well, and I'll tell you, we are still, considered one of the most rural regions in the nation. Sometimes technology only gets you so
That's
far.
right. You don't want to rely on some of that technology. GPS for sure.
Right.
Yes.
Absolutely. So, it is still an amazing resource. Honestly, we do thousands of copies, and by the end of the year, they're gone. Yep. So, honestly, some of our first responders are the first in the door. We have plenty of people who are coming here because they're being hired on at the mine sites or, other various places, and it is a fantastic resource to give, especially if you're first just moving to the area or if you just even don't know our area very well in general.
Right. So to have your business sponsorship on that map, think about having that in the glove box, because if you were stranded and your technology failed you, you don't have to plug in a paper map.
No, you sure don't.
So it's something to have in your emergency kit, just saying. Thank goodness the Elko Area Chamber still produces those. And the chamber, again, is located at 1405 Idaho Street. You can find out more online at elkonevada.com. The mission statement for the chamber is the chamber promotes economic growth, opportunity, and diversity in service for members, the business behind your business. And Megan knows that firsthand. So, and some of the new businesses, I don't know if you wanted to mention some folks maybe that you've welcomed aboard, or sometimes, it's like sometimes Billy will spill the beans and say, hey, we've got this cool new thing coming in.
I know. And I've literally been asked, so is it true that this or that? And I'm like, I can neither confirm nor deny.
Exactly. Whether it's a barbecue place, we're getting some Thai food.
Absolutely.
Yeah, apparently we're getting all that.
Exciting.
Yes.
You've probably all seen now the UPS store.
Yes.
That has
I've
come
been
into town.
in there. They are so friendly.
And so friendly.
And it's a beautiful
more
store.
Services than you thought.
They do shredding.
Absolutely. Yes.
They do all kinds of stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And they're right there by Albertsons.
Right by Albertsons. It's just so exciting. And now we have new owners for Pizza Barn.
Oh, yes. Welcome to the Avilas.
I believe so.
Yes.
I believe so. And, it's just so exciting to be able, we just have business before hours at the Star of all places.
Oh, how was the breakfast?
Oh, delightful. Which, breakfast burritos are now being served at Mud Hut as well.
Oh, they make them there and then they take them to Mud Hut.
Yes.
See, it's all about collaboration. And if you're listening and you're thinking, how am I going to improve my business or, diversify? Collaboration, right?
Absolutely.
Partnerships.
Absolutely. And they're doing catering now, and they are also doing events.
Neat.
They have an event side of what's going on. Scott has really tried to make sure that, something that has been so historical, 115 years almost, is going to be here for another 115 years. So it's amazing whether you're brand new and you're starting your business or whether you are a staple and have been here historically. It's just really fantastic to see people out there still basically getting out there and doing that commerce.
So if you care about your community and, of course, you want to be a partner in local business, maybe you're retired and you moved to Elko. I met a gentleman not long ago who moved here to be closer to family, and he was retired, but then he was saying, Elko's a pretty cool place and I'm kind of bored, meaning I want to get back into business. So he's already looking up opportunities and, making these connections. He's been to some chamber events, Megan, and that's what really inspired him to say, I'm not going to sit around in my recliner. I'm going to get out and do some things because this place is pretty cool.
Absolutely. And, civic pride. So
yeah, definitely. We have Rotary clubs, Lions clubs, lots of different clubs and organizations.
Absolutely. I feel like that's one of our biggest sections in the categories for our business directory is all of the organizations that we have, whether you're looking for that church family or maybe you do theater. Did you know that there's 4 different opportunities of being in a theater organization or just being involved in the projects that they offer? It's fantastic. Or just that, like you said, Rotary and Lions. It's just fantastic because this is a community that wants needs to help.
I'm so glad you mentioned theater too, because Matilda opens tonight. That's Overland Stage Theater, and all the kids, it's an all children production, and they've been working hard all summer. The doors open at 5:30. It's $10. Bring cash, because they just bring cash, $10 per person. I think it's $35 for a family of 4 or more. It'll be at the Performing Arts Center at the high school. Doors open at 5:30 for the 6 o'clock show, right?
Absolutely. And what's really fantastic about this is your ticket price is going to a theater company who takes that and puts it directly into their next show. So it is keeping those fine arts alive and well in our community, but this is also a children's production. You're not going to find anyone over the age of 15 in this show. And how exciting is that? And you have ages, I believe, 6 to 15. I believe their lead is 15. So, I mean, that is just so amazing to me as well. And that's just another opportunity that we have here.
That's right. And we do Great Basin College. John Patrick Rice just announced auditions for Macbeth. Yes. And it's going to be new and immersive and sort of this. I mean, I'm so excited for him to come in, and he's going to do a radio show and explain he's going to incorporate film into this.
Film into it, yes.
Like he did Much Ado. So, yeah. And it's going to be a quick turnaround. He learned... Derek Burwell was one of John's students, and John taught, I guess, between all of, but Derek runs such a great program when he's doing SSP. Megan and I know this because doing the one acts, he turned that thing around. He and Kelsey Rogers co-directed, and they put 3 original plays up in something like 4 weeks. I don't know, from start to finish, from auditions to performance.
Well, and isn't that amazing? And I had to say, with John Patrick Rice, just doing anything goes, we got started, January, late January, and then we were up and running mid-March.
Yeah.
For a musical.
Yes.
Singing, dancing,
costumes.
And a whole, 2-hour script.
Extraordinary stuff. And speaking of extraordinary too, a plug for Poe and Pints, because you're in the throes of this.
I am.
You've returned.
I have.
We're
it's
so
exciting.
Yeah.
Yes. So, participating outside of my Elko area chamber work hat, and very excited to be having that go on. We're going to be doing those first couple of weekends in October. And, our theme this year is kind of centering around blood.
Ooh, this is the over 21, by the way. This is at DLC.
And it is a brainchild of locals.
Yes.
This is not something you're going to be able to go to New York or Chicago or those bigger metropolis areas and find. This is something completely unique. And they get started in the process in March.
Yes.
And they meet, they decide what direction they want to go in. They take these pieces, they make them where an actor can perform them and hopefully not have your audience glazing over in their eyes.
And they are not. They're enthralled. They're completely, yes.
Yes, but the really fun part is that you receive a commemorative pint glass for the evening, and you are served 4 different types of beer by local Cicerone Nick at the Duncan Little Creek Gallery. And it is just a fun evening, and it's a really great way to start off your spooky season there in October.
It is, Megan. And, we don't want anybody throwing fists, but when the tickets go on sale, it gets serious because they're very limited.
and they are. And how exciting is that?
Exactly.
That the project is so well received that the populace is like, yes, I'm waiting. Like, when is that going to happen? And in fact, we do sell tickets at the Elko area chamber.
All right. See, we brought it all the way around.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we did. So hopefully we have encouraged you to participate in your chamber, to participate in supporting the arts and theater and children's theater. And I think we got to a lot of things today, Megan.
Absolutely. So. There's just so much more we could get to, but
You'll come back. I know. I appreciate all your hard work. Thank you, and look forward to seeing you in Poe and Pints in October. And we'll bring in other guests too, because I know that the Downtown Business Association is working on ghost tours, and they're saying, "Hey, wait, we've got ghost tours coming up." And so I promise we've got room for everyone, and we'll be talking all about it here on Elko Live on KELK. Thanks again to Megan Micheli from the Elko Area Chamber of Commerce. She is the marketing and program coordinator for the organization. Thank you, listeners, for joining us today.